Well, good morning. Happy Monday morning to you. Is it just me? Am I getting older, or does it seem like that time is just passing so quickly? Where did February go? Where did it go? Well, we spent a lot of time together in the month of February, and um, today's March the 1st. I just can't believe it. It's another chapter in this book called Life, and I'm so glad that you have decided to journey this, go on this journey with me. We spent a lot of time in February on self love and loving yourself, and we're still going to continue to do that as we even go into March on some issues. And I just got to read you this. Last week I told you about this book, The Language of Letting Go. And yesterday had an amazing reading in it, and I just got to read it to you. It says, it, the title of it is You Are Lovable. I thought, this is perfect. I got to read this today. It says, You are lovable. Yes, you. Just because people haven't been there for you, just because certain people haven't been able to show love to you, um, in ways that worked for you, just because relationships haven't failed or gone sour, doesn't mean that you are unlovable. You've had lessons to learn, my child. Sometimes those lessons have been hurtful. So let go of the pain, open your heart to love, because you are lovable and you are loved. It says, today I will tell myself that I'm lovable. I will do this. This is the key. I will do this until I believe it. Good morning, Sheila. Glad you joined us today. Um, I see a lot of you are on here today, and I'm so excited that you have decided to join us. Um, One of the biggest pitfalls that I have, uh, I've come to understand with people. Uh, Good morning, Rowena. Uh, One of the biggest pitfalls I think that I have learned, that men and women, I'm not going to exclude men on this one, men and women have a problem with. And I think I shared with you what I wanted to talk about today, is because without dealing with some of these subjects, we can't live our best life now. And you know that has is what right now my word for this year was to live. And I want to live my best life now. I've had a lot of lessons that I have learned the hard way, and I know all of you have too. But one of the biggest pitfalls, I think, is being a people pleaser. I hear people telling me this all the time. And I want to read to you Webster's dictionary defines people pleasers as a person who has an emotional need to please others. Now, this is the key to it. You want to please others, but it's often at the expense of his or her own needs or desires. I think that's the key to this whole thing with people pleasing. It's that need to please at any cost. And we don't really like to really say those hard things. We don't like to think we are a people pleaser. We don't like to think that we like to control things and people and situations. We don't really like to hear those things, but before we can make changes and experience the best life that God has for us, we have to look at what is causing a lot of the issues that we all have. Good morning, Ricky. I'm so glad you joined us. Thanks for coming on. People pleasing has been something that I have fought all of my life. All my life. You've heard me share a little bit of my story. I fought it all my life because I think the root of my situation was I wanted to be loved and liked and appreciated so much. So I gave all of myself to everything and everybody. I hate to say, but I pretty much became a doormat. And when I see doormats, I think about that a lot, because what do people do on doormats? They stomp on them. They step on them. And I allowed that to happen in my life. One of the greatest examples, I think, that, good morning, Martha. Thanks for joining us. One of the greatest examples that I know about people pleasing is this. And you may have done this whenever you were out in the snow last week. People pleasing is very much like a snowflake coming down. And if you ever did this as a kid or an adult, you'll catch that snowflake and you can put your hand on it and think that you have caught it, but then you look and it's gone away. People pleasing is very much like that. We can please people for a very short time, and then just like the snowflake, it's gone. It's gone. People pleasing can only be done for a very short period of time. And I know what you're thinking right now. Some of you go like, I don't know about that people pleasing. I'm not real sure if I fall into that category or not. So I've got a little test. When I speak, a lot of times I do this test, and some people just like, yep, that's me. So I want to read a few things. It's called my Disease to Please test. Do you say yes when you really want to say no? I know you do, because I do too. And when I found this little thing someplace, and I bought myself this little block because I have a hard time saying no. And one side says yes. And I'm like, maybe I need to carry this in my purse. And, when I'm not real sure of how I want to address something, I just pull it up. If it won't come out my mouth, maybe I just need to go. Maybe we just need to everybody needs to get one of these, and just however you really, really, really feel. If you can't verbally say it, go, yes, I'll think about that. Or no, I'm really not sure that I can put that on my plate right now. I just love this little thing. The second one is, do I depend too much on compliments and affirmations? I know we think about that sometimes, and we all love to be affirmed and told certain things that we look nice or we feel nice. Good morning, Shirley, Renee. Thank you for joining. We all love those things, but are those your main priorities? If somebody doesn't affirm how you look or what you've done or patted you on the back, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about yourself if you do not get those affirmations? And a lot of times we don't. We do thankless jobs a lot of times. We will never, ever get a thank you for things that we've done. Do I let others, this is a biggie, do I let others schedule my priorities and my activities? Jim told me one time that I was just fussing about my schedule, and he was such a man of great wisdom. He said, Sherry, don't you, isn't that your pencil that you hold in your hand? Aren't you the one that makes your schedule? So why are you letting people make your schedule for you? And I know a lot of you are just like me. We let people that we love change our schedules at the drop of a hat. Do I try too hard to be nice? Yeah, we do sometimes try too hard to be nice, because there are people that are very hard to love. And sometimes that's another point, that be careful who you surround yourself with. Who are those people that you surround yourself with? Are they people that lift and encourage you up? Because you know what? That's part of self-love, is surrounding your tribe and your people that are important in your life. That's the people that you've got to surround yourself with. Do I take criticism too personally? Do I find it hard to be firm? Am I getting close to any of you? Do you think you might be one of those people pleasers? Do I feel very bad when someone is upset with me? Oh my gosh. That used to be one of the biggest things for me. I could not stand for anyone to be upset with me. I remember when I was in grammar school, I spent most of my time with my head on my desk because somebody would be upset with me, and I'd cry, and that goes way, way back in my story about wanting to please those people. Do I apologize? This is a big one. Do I apologize when I don't even need to? You know, I think we do that because we want to be accepted and loved at any cost. And sometimes you can just say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry so many times when there's not a blasted thing you have to be sorry for. It's just your feelings or how you feel. And so that's one of the people pleasers. Do I bend over backwards? Now listen to this one, because I know a lot of you battle with this one. Do I bend over backwards for other people even when part of me is protesting and resentful? Let me tell you, if we continue this people pleasing, what happens is you do become resentful. You do become stressed out, frustrated, because it's like, why did I take that job on at church or in my Girl Scouts troop or whatever? Why did I take that job on when that was not my gifting? That was not something that I even should be doing because I don't have time or whatever. Why do you take on those jobs? Well, you know the answer to that, because I hear people say, but nobody else would take it. But listen, folks, that's not our job. There's a lane that we all are gifted in. You know what your gifts are. You know what you're good at. But we get over in another lane, and we're not supposed to be in that lane. So that's when you say, no, I am so sorry. Good morning, Andrea. I am so sorry. My plate is so full right now. I'm not going to be able to take that position. Sometimes we take jobs away from somebody just because there's a job we're trying to fill. And we take away somebody else's blessing because we feel like we can do the best job. Excuse me. So I hope you have decided whether or not you now are an official people pleaser? If you are, join the group because we all battle that. One of the most self-betraying traps of people pleaser is, excuse me, what I think or what I call is the loss of being one's genuine self. When you are a people pleaser, you lose control of who you really are. Wouldn't it be terrible to live your life and at the end of your life you found out you were living somebody else's life? It wasn't even your life that you were living because you were living for someone else. Whether it's your children, your spouse, your friends, you said the things, you did the things that everybody else wanted to do and to hear. Wouldn't that be sad? Wouldn't that be sad? Many times I ask people, tell me about what you love to do. What is your favorite thing? What do you love to do? And I can honestly tell you that people go brain dead. They cannot tell me what they love to do. Now, they can tell me what their children, their grandchildren, their spouse, everybody else loves, but they can't tell me what makes them happy. There's a great book out there, and I want you to write this down. And the author's name is Paula Cookson, and it's called The Liberated Self. The Liberated Self by Paula Cookson. I want you to think about maybe getting that book. I'll be bringing you some more. Melody Beatty has a lot of books on codependency, which falls in and deals with. Good morning, Miss Jean. Love you. Melanie Beatty is great about, because people pleasing falls into that category of codependency, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along, because I think that is one of the biggest things that we women and men battle. I don't care who you are. Everybody wants to be loved and liked and appreciated and affirmed. You can tell me you don't, but I just don't believe it. I think that's something that we all love. Wednesday, when I come back, we're going to be talking about why is it dangerous to be a people pleaser? Why is it dangerous to be a people pleaser? And then Friday, I'm going to come back with ways that we can stop being a people pleaser. So I hope you stay tuned and share this. Put this again on your page. Tag your friends. Listen, we're not the only one that's in this boat of people pleasing. There's a lot of our friends, a lot of our tribe, a lot of our people that we love. So I appreciate it if you would share some of this. I want to remind you again about this free webinar that I'm going to be doing on March the 8th at 4:30. I want you to be sure to be watching. The registration for it will be coming this week. And all you have to do is sign up and register to be part of the webinar. It'll be face-to-face. You'll be seeing me. And the topic is, how can I have self-love without feeling selfish? You know, we talked about that last month, and we'll continue talking about loving ourselves more and the things that we can do. But I had so many people that said to me, Sherry, I feel so selfish when I take care of myself. So we're going to unpack that just a little bit on March the 8th. So I hope you have a great Monday. Blessings and love and hugs and kisses till I see you again on Wednesday.